Welcome to the Brampton Barbell Squad cast. I'm joined here with my lovely co-host for the day. To my left, I have RJ, Ryan Johnson, who looks fatter than ever. And then to my right, I have Lord BBC himself, Kerry Dennison. We got a good episode for you guys today.
Oh,
Who's that?
Rohit.
Oh, fuck,
No
Rohit's
way.
here. Rohit's just walking in, late as fuck. Told him to come at 9:45.
Sorry, guys.
What's up, man? Just you can pull up. Yeah, you can sit right there.
Yeah.
So we're live here from Brampton Barbell HQ, also known as my basement. Like I said, today we got a special guest for you guys. We have Steven Screamer Manuel coming on right now.
That's fine.
Just getting things set up here. We're trying something new today. We're going to be releasing both the audio and video recording of my screen. So make sure you guys follow us on Brampton Barbell on IG to keep up with all of our shenanigans. So what I wanted to start doing here, boys, since we can record our screen now, is basically Meyer. Well, first we'll start with Cordell. We got Cordell here. What is he squatting here?
Sideways.
So we got Cordell here moving 405, 3x6. He has crooked in brackets here. I think that's a new variation he's trying out. That's probably to address. He's got, Cordell is as strong as fuck. I'm not gonna question his training techniques. But yeah, no, on a serious note,
one nut's a little bit bigger than the other.
that's pretty much it, man.
Man, beware the crooked man. He's coming for you.
No, Cordell's I know been dealing with a little bit of injuries, but he's still moving 4 plates faster than I move 135. So I'm not really too worried about that.
Yeah, he'll be back to 100% in no time.
Yeah.
God.
Who is this?
Oh, dude.
Carrie, I got a question here. Why are you wearing
Oh,
pants? Like, are you going sleeveless?
I was just too lazy to change into my sleeves and shorts. Honestly, that's it.
Really?
Yeah.
So what, you did bare knee?
Yeah.
Oh, that
Oh,
just hurts.
So for those of you guys who can't see our screen right now, we're just going through our IG feed, looking through some videos here. We got Carrie moving 405.
It's a multiple thing if you want to scroll through it.
So first
No, I
videos. See, man, Carrie's like, dude, you're deloading with 3 plates. Like, that's like goals right there.
Hey, RJ, what's your raw bench again?
Oh. The questions that matter.
It's higher than John's. By a lot.
Okay, we're getting a lot of shit talk already. And then Carrie, what are you moving here? 495?
Yeah, I moved that raw. No belt.
Can you do a double overhand?
No, probably not.
That's not double over. That's fucking liar.
I can do a double overhand, though.
I could too.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking challenge you.
Dude, have you seen Kerry spot his
700
cousin?
700 double over.
Who's?
I think his
cousin.
cousin failed a 365 squat, and then
Yeah,
Kerry
he
just
just
moved
shrugged
it
it.
off his back.
Shrugged
yeah.
it.
He
Okay, so
shrugs it off his back.
we got Jimmy here. He's pulling 495 beltless, 520 beltless, and he went on and missed 550. So obviously I talked shit right away. Told him not only do I outpull him in the OPA in the greatest fight ever, gold standard, but I also outpull him in the gym unofficially. Doesn't matter that he did his beltless. Total absolute strength is all that matters. No bonus points for pulling beltless. I'm just kidding, Jimmy. Relax.
Does that mean my equip pull means
No,
something?
it doesn't. When we have Jared here now, wow.
Oh, 40
that?
years old
Jared-
on TRT.
Jared is moving
435?
435, 3 sets of double. You know what? Jared actually hit a fucking PR recently.
yeah.
45.
It was 475, bro.
47? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, here it is
That's
right
one
here.
Rohit.
Oh.
I
Oh,
Jeez.
oh, okay.
Just saying. That might be a little high.
No, look good. Look good. Look, the first question he asked is depth.
No, he said double, I'm pretty sure.
Did he say double?
He
Yeah.
said double.
Oh, okay, never mind. I
Yeah.
thought he said depth. It was a lot cooler before. Alright,
Yeah.
let's check on Screamer here. Nope, he's still
Still nothing.
Still nothing from him.
Shall we go back to
Oh,
roasting?
here we go, Aaron.
Oh, God.
Oh boy, Aaron picked the worst time to send me coaching video.
Oh,
Please.
no.
Oh,
Do it.
Oh no! All right, well,
He calls you grumpy?
yeah, because he said he
He
had
just misspelled daddy.
Oh man, dude, I'm gonna tell him, we're recording a podcast, and you picked the worst time to send me videos.
Yo, maybe we can critique his form for everybody.
Oh god, let's not do that. Oh,
We're gonna
jeez.
critique your form on air.
Oh.
I will watch that later. He's all of my clients get my respect. I would never disrespect the paying client.
I was gonna say, how you gonna do him like that?
No, I'm kidding. Okay, before we get sidetracked here, see, I hate Max.
What are you trying to
Oh,
do?
there it is. So,
That's the kind of shit you need to cut out.
so Jared,
No,
no, we're leaving everything in. So here's Jared hitting 475. Anybody else need? Okay, so I PR'd, but I don't want to talk about myself. Oh, okay, you guys,
I touched.
you guys are really,
I touched him.
you guys are really forcing my hand here. So I guess we'll talk about it.
Let's start with the squat. Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. This is me squatting 515. For you guys who fucking can't see the video, I feel sorry for you guys. So right before this 515, I almost missed 485 because I had bar roll because I'm an idiot. Don't know how to control it. And then I had Carrie and RJ yell at me, just telling me, dude, you could do better. Control the walkout and pull it in. So this set I really did that. You can see how fucking fast it moved. Once I secured my PR, I went on to take 525, and if you guys are watching
Yeah,
here,
John, what's this?
this was this was the first time. Yeah, I think Ro, you were here, right?
I was
Yeah.
the one recording.
Oh yeah, you were. This is 2015. I just finished Smolov. Oh man, just fucking got squished.
It was
like
great.
no hope,
Great
no hope.
time.
But you know, remember I smoked 495 that day, like RP3. I mean, I don't know if I hit depth.
It was
but-
like 3 inches high.
No, but yeah, I don't know who convinced me to load 525. I think it was an ex-associate of ours who were named Nameless. Yeah, man, I had no chance on this. Like, I'm surprised I even walked it out. Like, I took it deep. That was nothing. Like, dude, you know you're weak when you come out of the hole and then you go right back down, man. Like, no fight. So here we are. What is it? Almost 3 years later. Here's 525 here. Like, I'm pretty proud of this squat.
Yeah. If you guys noticed, I start yelling and then there's a huge cloud of chalk that comes out. There it is. Yeah.
Hopefully you guys can see that on the screen recording. But
just from the sound waves.
yeah, pretty proud of that. Bench. I mean, nobody really gives a shit about bench, but I guess we'll talk about it real
Yeah.
quick.
Let's get into that sweet.
Oh,
up and
hold on.
down.
We got to see this right here. Look at the depth.
Oh, was it
angle.
depth?
Oh, I mean, I got 4 different angles on here, so look at that. Just sinking it. Fucking buried.
We literally had an OPA judge judging depth,
Yeah.
and you didn't believe him.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, that was funny as hell.
And now,
Let's get into
So-
that sweet up and down.
so last week I doubled 350, or the week before this I doubled 315. So I just wanted to hit 320. Shoulder's been kind of cranked, so I just wanted to see what I could move. So 320, I take it here. It comes off my chest so easy, and then it just
Oh god!
it moves forward on me. So in the video you can see just like blatant down and up movement. Probably
Like
would
your sumo.
have passed in the CPF. Yo, it would have passed in the CPF. I'm kidding.
Oh,
I'm
jeez.
kidding. I'm kidding.
You
I'm
could
kidding.
You could have just blamed it on bar whip. That's why.
Oh my god!
Nah, we love the CPF. I'm just joking, guys. No, I'm not. So yeah, so we hit 320, and then deadlift, fucking poverty. Just
So
including
yeah,
my
here's the
arms
PR
here.
here at 455.
Yeah,
That's
with
not-
30 pound PR. Everything is just so dude, after Wednesday, man, like I thought I had like a spinal fracture. Like, I mean, sorry, Monday testing squats. My back was just so sore, but you know, no excuses, still moving weight. Here's 510 there for a slow single. 545, I didn't really think I had a chance at it, but I was like, fuck it, we'll pull it. Now I'll be the first to say it, if I pulled this on a stiff bar, probably would have missed. But you know, it still moved well here.
Yeah, as soon as I saw you get it past the knee, I was like, oh shit,
yeah.
you got a shot here.
Yeah.
Like,
So 545,
You dropped it though.
yeah, I wouldn't count a meat.
yeah, 3 reds for sure.
3 reds, 8 reds on that one.
14.
So that was pretty good cycle for everyone. Dewart, let's get him on here.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Dewey,
Dewart stapled.
no, Dewart State. Dewey hit some PRs too. What did he do? Oh man, look at him right there.
Flexion.
Oh, fucking
Those
guy.
must be really low ceilings.
You're lucky Dewey doesn't listen to the podcast, man. So here's Dewey. He hit 10-pound PR. Carrie coaches most of us here, so this is all Carrie's doing. Blame him. I'm kidding. What was that,
That
455?
was his 415. I think
Oh,
this is his 455.
So
I was gonna say
450
that first one moved really
Yeah.
fast.
So 455 here, big grind. The one thing I can say about Dewey, and I don't even fucking like the guy, is that motherfucker will never give up on a squat, like ever.
All heart, baby.
Yeah, he's all heart. He'll
Oh,
grind.
yeah.
He'll grind the
He won't
shit out of
give up on-
everything.
Like watch this shit here.
So this is him taking.
Or sorry, no, this might be his 255 beforehand. Yeah. it
Yeah.
is.
So
Yeah.
this is Fuck. Of course, Dewey has Dirty playing.
Yeah. Now wait for like. So you can see me in the back spotting him, right? And when he finishes this rep, I didn't even know he was locked out because his arms are so fucking short. I was actually waiting for him to push up more, but he was like,
He's already locked, eh?
yeah, like wait, you'll see him finish it, and then I'm stuck there for like 3 seconds.
Video ends too soon, man.
Dewey hitting what did he hit here? 485,
485.
10-pound triple. I mean 10-pound PR on a single.
485 for a triple. Oh my
Imagine.
God, dude.
So that's pretty. I mean that's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Pretty decent pull for Dewey.
Yeah,
I
now
mean,
watch this. Like, he wanted 495
Yeah.
first, and I was like, dude, take 485. Like, get the PR first.
Yeah.
Like, watching that, I don't know, do the rest of you think another 10 pounds would have moved?
it depends. On the first
Yeah.
pull,
Well, we're gonna find out.
He had
We're gonna find out anyway. So I mean,
I think if he took 495 first, it would have been a fight. But I don't know. I'd give Dewey the benefit of the doubt just because he could fucking grind everything. So, but I mean, dude, like, Dewey's already pretty fit.
You didn't realize he uploaded that. So he's gonna try and
he
got
did that.
nervous.
He did that for sure. He was gonna try it again. He missed 495 the first time. Missed it. I think he got it above the knee. No.
No,
I don't think
no, he
below
didn't.
the-
No, it was
No.
just below the knee.
Just below,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, you know, the big grind for him. I think that's pretty much. Oh yeah, Rohit hit some PRs too, right?
yeah.
So Rohit did his own. What program did you run?
It was just
RTS.
RTS Road Training Systems.
So this is Rohit. This is Rohit. Just are these PRs or you're matching?
Yeah, this was a PR actually. I was supposed to hit
Both
a
of them,
RP9 single, and then
Oh,
squats were moving
20-pound
so well
PR,
that I
okay,
was
okay.
like,
I prefer
okay,
nines upside
455.
down, sub 6.
Sub 6. We sub 6, boys.
Yeah. So here's Rohit. This
Strap
is
deadlift.
455.
Accessory.
455 here. And Rohit just smokes it like
Yeah, that's really
Smoke
easy.
sweat.
like
Yeah.
no
And-
he easy squat, and then he hits and I'll say it in front of Rohit's face, like I don't think anybody really likes Rohit. Like you kind of just deal with him.
Yeah.
So, but when he hit this PR, like I was so impressed because Rohit's like honestly like one of the fastest squatters on the team, just very explosive, like right out of the
Everything just
hole.
fucking flies.
Yeah. So, but I think that's what ends up screwing you when you actually like hit like a 1RM. Because
Yeah.
once it slows down, you're just like, oh
When I
fuck.
actually have to hit
Yeah.
big weights.
Yeah, it's like fuck. But that's dude, that's pretty sweet. Did you PR your bench too?
I
295,
did, but
right?
I haven't uploaded it.
What?
Yeah.
It's-
Sorry,
He's
guys.
missing a pause, but
Yeah.
Missing a pause bench, so I was like, you know what? It's not even worth it.
So there's a little
I
bit
don't
of
even know what to call it. Touch and go, pause, semi CPF.
So there's a little bit of a review for the people who's gonna watch the video. Now for all the audio people there, we got CPU Nationals coming up. So I guess we can kind of touch on that.
yeah, I'm just skipping that, going straight to Worlds.
So I've never qualified for open yet, so I'm still a local meet hero. But Carrie here is gonna be taken to Nationals. How many weeks out here now?
Maybe like 4.
4 weeks out. So Worlds. I mean Nationals is what in Calgary.
Right here.
Yeah.
So Carrie's gonna be going there. He's gonna be making his 120 debut. So how's now that you're fat, Carrie? Like now that you're more man,
Less lean.
less less
Now
lean.
that you aren't looking like you're 8 weeks out from a show.
How does the extra body weight feel, man?
Feels amazing.
Right?
I
It,
should have
it
done
went
this.
straight to your delts.
Yeah.
I should
Dude,
have done this a long time ago.
he gained like 15 pounds just in his pecs. Like I don't
He's all
understand
upper
the guy.
body.
Yeah, all upper body.
He's just top heavy now.
Yeah, I'm
So-
fucking less lean and I still can't squat. What the fuck?
Well, you're walking around. What's your wake up weight now?
I've actually woken up around 240 the past like 3 days.
You're not 120, dude. I'm a 105 and I'll wake up 243, all balls. So, but I'm just an exception because I think people second guess how fat I can get, but
No, they don't.
You also lose like 8 pounds in a day.
That's very true. So yeah, Carrie's doing nationals. I don't know who else is doing nationals with you. I think it's just you're the only guy up there because it's usually you and Jerry.
Yeah, but Jerry's not going.
Yeah, Jerry's not going this year. He's dealing with some injuries too.
Cordell was going to go, but he's dealing with some injuries as well.
Yeah.
Cordell DePaula, he had some injuries, so you're gonna be the lone wolf up there.
Yeah.
So kind of just to touch on, I think a lot of people. Well, before I met Carrie, I think everybody's mentality was kind of like, all right, you gotta cut weight, whatever. Then we met Carrie, and Carrie's just like, why the fuck would you want to cut weight? Because I know for me, like I wanted to get down to 93, just like for like the fuck of it.
A legendary death.
Oh my god.
This cut
never
literally
forget.
almost ended him.
Yes.
You wanted to cut what, like 30 pounds in how?
No man, it was like I did 241 to 215 in about, let's say, like 8 weeks serious. So it was like 4 weeks I was dieting down, and the other 4 weeks it was just like one chicken breast a day.
My dad was eating the driest chicken breast.
Boiled. It was literally like boiled chicken seasoned with like salt, lemon, and despair. Like, it was the worst. So I mean, like, so I cut all that weight, have the shitty like, but you know what, man? I'm proud of that 9 for 9. I weighed in at 98 kilos, and I totaled. Okay, my best total at the time was 565. And I totaled 545, but I acted like I won IPF Worlds because it was like first time going 9 for 9 and first time winning first place. Now I didn't realize I was the only open there, but
first time one, baby. That hey.
Yeah, that's almost as impressive as a sub junior equipped record.
Wow.
The self-deprecation.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, RJ holds pretty much all the sub junior 120 plus equipped.
Four national records here.
Amazing.
The most isolated.
Did they make the record? Did they make the record for you or?
No. I guess I should.
Sub junior 120 plus. Yeah. Not only that, it's equipped too.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Holy.
I've just mastered my trade.
He's in his own category.
Literally just the worst. So. Yeah. I might as well announce this now. So we're officially partnering up. We got Loaded Bar Media. Loaded Bar Collective now. They rebranded not a long time ago. I just forgot. They're going to be officially sponsoring the podcast. Oh, Screamer.
Right, sorted.
Is that English for ready? Alrighty, so here we go. We're going to bring the Screamer on.
Are we going with the
Alright, so
plan?
yeah, so we're gonna play a little trick on Screamer here. And since you guys can see the video now, we decided that since we can record ourselves, we're just gonna show up shirtless.
Alright, Ronan didn't know that.
Alright, we're doing this. So we were joking around with Screamer saying, alright, we're all naked. Alright. So we all been up. Where am I sitting? Yo, hold on. Bro,
bro. Rohit, just come sit in my lap.
Alright. So we're all shirtless right now.
Watch him shut this shit off as soon as he sees it.
So like, this is not what I signed up for.
Actually though.
Alright, so
oh my fucking god.
Where's Alo?
He's definitely shutting this off as soon as he sees it.
So we're
He's not shitting himself anything. He's gonna see it and turn it off. Watch.
So we're calling him now. Watch him be shirtless too.
I'm gonna fucking die if that. Oh my god.
You're gonna be fucking playing with that mustache.
If you would just pick up the phone.
Can we put our shirts on like 5 seconds into this so he knows we're not fucking around? Like.
Yeah, no, we'll tell him.
Yeah.
I don't understand why no one answers.
I guess.
It'll be like.
Okay, you gotta shuffle, Rohit. You're too heavy.
Well, you're bulking, bro.
Oh, there he is.
Let's see.
Try again.
Alright, let's try that again.
Rohit, okay.
So we're shirtless now. Let's see what he says.
Yo, everybody have your shirts ready, just in case.
Yeah.
Dude, he's not. Dude, it's Scream. He's a good guy. Oh, here. Where'd I throw my shirt?
Over there. Wait, where?
Oh, it's on the couch. You want to grab it for me?
Yeah.
What is going on here?
How did you manage to throw it that far? Did you not plan on putting it back on?
No, I was going to commit.
Oh. You were just about to click. Oh, jeez.
Is it connecting?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it says so.
I mean, it's yeah.
Alright, put your fucking shirts back on before you shut
Put
it
it back
off.
on.
Put him back on,
Fucking creeps.
All right. Well, Steven, it's it's nice to meet you, buddy. So I'm John, by the way. This is Carrie over here. There's RJ, and there's your fanboy Rohit. He specifically asked to come just to meet you. So we were recording our screen earlier, so we decided to play a little trick on you and go shirtless. But welcome to the podcast. How you doing, man?
Thanks for having us, mate.
So let's get started here. Hold on, can we hear him? Sorry, man, we're just figuring out the levels here. Hey, Screamer, you want to talk real quick?
What do you want to talk about?
Oh, there you go. All right, no, I was just checking your levels. So, why don't you take us through? Obviously, you're an IPF powerlifter. Speaking of the IPF, we had Alexander Kang on last week.
Smiling on his face.
Yeah, he already knows.
I love it. Oh,
So we had Kang on last week, and Kang is I called him an elite lifter. Now
Calls himself an elite lifter. That's the only reason you call him elite, because he called himself elite first.
so a part of me wonders, like, so you don't think Kang is an elite lifter then?
Do a fuck? No.
Man, I love this guy.
Yeah, that's I DM'd Steven, and I was like, cause I was having Chinese takeout, and I was like, you know what, man, I'm just gonna fucking DM him, see what he says. And then he says yes, and I was like, maybe I should say we had Kang on to prove our credibility. And I was like, yeah, we had elite lifters like Kang on, and then he's like, the first thing he says, like, Kang is not an elite lifter. So.
Do you want me to break this down so I don't sound like an absolute dickhead?
Yes.
No, absolutely. Go ahead.
Right. For the record as well, if any of your listeners do think I'm a dickhead for this, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, neither do we.
Basically, what it comes down to, right? This really annoyed me as well. It was a few years ago. I think he finally got like a 500 Wilkes in competition or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And then he made a Facebook status saying that he's now elite.
Yeah.
So, first of all, I think it's not your position to call yourself elite. I think other people should call you elite if you're truly elite.
True.
Does that make sense?
Yes, very much so.
So that's the first little bit. Now, it's something, he got something like a 504 Wilkes, right?
Yeah.
My best classic Wilkes is 523. So, how can an equipped lifter, if you're going to be an equipped lifter, your Wilkes should outclass every single classic lifter.
No, we agree.
If there's people who are out-Wilkesing you in just knee sleeves, you're not elite.
Okay.
All right then.
Makes sense. So, see,
That's a cringy little twat.
so we can jump right into that.
The
So
last little bit of this, it's like he has such high standards, and he's always very critical of other lifters for things that I personally don't really think are that bad or whatever. But he goes on people on Facebook so hard for things that he deems himself as being like this fucking lifting god. He does this in such a way, but yet when it's about himself, his standards are so low. Like, his criteria of what elite is so low. He hits that threshold and he's fine with that. But yet he's super critical of people like who bomb on deadlifts and things like that, and sometimes shit happens, you know what I mean?
yeah, no, for sure. So you mentioned there, like, so what are your thoughts on equipped powerlifting versus raw? So for the record, most of us here compete raw. RJ competes equipped. He competes single ply. So we bust his balls all the time, basically saying, what you do equipped, most guys are doing raw. Now, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that do you think any, like, equipped is better than raw, or raw is better than equipped, or?
Right. I just look at them as two completely different sports.
Okay.
To don't really sort of like, I don't see the point in comparing the two. Like, it's completely different. Like, technically, it's completely different. So, like, you'll see a lot of people, like, fail first and seconds in equip lifting because the suit's not on right or they can't quite hit the depth or whatever. And then they know that you put a bit more weight on the bar to see if you can sink that little bit lower. If you're failing your first and your second attempts, classic, you just fucking, like, there's no point in even competing.
Yeah,
like,
no.
It's all about sort of like being nice and clean when you're classic and trying, if you're going to have any grinders, do them on your third attempts. But like, it just seems like you've got to take more risks when you're lifting equipped.
So,
Things what I was saying, like for getting into the positions and actually getting the bar to touch your chest on bench, that can take like an extra 20 kilos from what your opener is.
yeah. No, that's fair. So, kind of backtrack here. So, how long have you been lifting? Like, let's say from like, not necessarily from the first time you picked up a weight, but like, when did you start powerlifting? How did you get into the sport?
Right. So I had my first competition in April of 2006.
Wow.
And I think I started training like February or something like that, January or February of that year. But the way it came about, when I left school, I went to college for a year and did like business studies and IT and all this other shit, and I just absolutely hated my life. So I dropped out halfway through and then went to a different college that was like an hour away, and I just specialised in sport there. And it was at Gateshead Stadium, and like there's a lot of like athletics meets held at Gateshead Stadium, and they had their own gym inside the stadium. Because I was in the college, which was next door, I got to use it for like £1 every time I wanted to use it.
Yep.
Like $1. So then I just like I would start training at about 3:30, 4 o'clock, something like that, and then I'd finish at around about 5, and that's when the powerlifting club was starting. So I eventually sort of like, I'm a little bit like awkward and stuff when I'm in person and things. So like it took me quite a few weeks to like ask if I could join in. But I joined in. I think I had about 6 or 8 weeks of training before this first competition, and then I went in and I think I broke something like 10 British records that day.
Wow.
And then I was just hooked from there. Like, because back in those days I was 17, but we had under 18, under 20, and under 23. It was like broken down that way. And then so like I got, I think like all the under 18 records, a few of the under 20s, and 1 or 2 of the under 23 records as well.
That's wild, man. So like first time I've started following you, because like we're still relatively new. Like I started powerlifting around like end of 2014, 2015, and the one thing that I noticed about you was like you're so animated before you hit like your first squat, right? So like I remember like I was watching IPF Worlds the other day, like before you, like even the commentators like, oh, Screama's just so Screama, oh Screama. So but like literally, man, like just watching you set up for like a big squat, you look like you want to kill someone, right? Like, have you always been lifting with that kind of emotion, or is that something that just came with, the years of training?
I just found that it came as I got better, like, and it was more so just because the weight was getting heavier and heavier, like on the bar, and I just found myself like taking longer in between sets and just really getting into that sort of like mental state where I could just go and fucking like just stab somebody if I wanted.
Yeah.
Found like that just started happening, and then the heavier it got, the more intense it gets. So you'll notice it gets more and more animated as I go through the attempts.
Yeah.
So like the first one is nowhere near as intense as the third one usually.
Yeah.
That's like a continuation. Like I only use it when I need it because it's very tiring.
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to do that from start to finish in a competition,
No way.
you're gonna need like a day.
Yeah. So like obviously like recently the big thing in the IPF was the battle of the 105s, and like this huge hype battle. And that's why I wanted to touch on it, because I remember you even saying on IG, it's like, stop tagging me in this bullshit. I just want to focus on myself. I don't care about this battle, whatever. So like, is it just like a personal choice? Like you don't really care about all that bullshit. You're just there to focus on you, or?
So there's a few things. So
yeah.
First of all, we're fucking lifting weights. We're not doing battle.
Yeah.
actually gonna go and fucking twat somebody who beats us, I'm not calling it a battle.
Yeah.
That's the first little thing.
Yeah.
Second bit was I just knew that I wasn't gonna do anything in that competition. So like I didn't really feel like I should have been part of the hype.
Yeah.
You know, I would have much rather, like, I was like, for me, really, I was like, the best I was going to look to do was going to be third.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think I might have been able to pull what I needed to on the day, but I was more happy just going 9 for 9. Like, you know, I've got 1 silver and I've got 2 bronze overall medals from Worlds.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like having another one. I'm only going to take a chance on pulling something if I'm going to fucking go for the win.
Yeah.
So I was happy to take it up and go 9 for 9.
And I think that's because I remember watching your final deadlift. Like, you know, you left some kilos on there, but then like I just saw your reaction. Like you were just so happy with going 9 for 9. So that's what I figured because we all bought in. Like I'm a 105, Carrie's a 105. So like when all that hype shit was going down, we're like I was like fuck. Like I think Screamer's gonna take the spot. Who knows on bench? But like we didn't know. Like Christoph obviously on the deadlift. But then like just watching everything go down, like fuck your third squat. Like I remember I was upstairs and just like seeing how intense I was like fuck my blood pressure's up. Like just like it was just one of those things. It was like because like you know. Because that's what we try to explain to like newer lifters too. Like a lot of people, especially like the norm, because we train at just a commercial gym, like a normal like chain gym here, and they'll see us like when we're going for like a big PR. You know, we're fucking screaming, we're hitting the torque, the ammonia, and a lot of guys like those who don't understand the sport, they're like, well, why the fuck do they need to do that? Because and I try to tell them, I was like, 90% of the time, if we don't do that, we'll probably get fucking stapled, because like you have to kind of get yourself mentally ready for that weight,
100%,
right?
100%, like.
So
Like not everyone needs to express it in that way.
Yeah.
You see a lot of people who are like a lot more like sort of introverted and like Tom Martin's a good example where he is 100%, like you can't lift the weights he's lifting without being fired up.
yeah,
But you won't even so much as see him like change his like fucking facial expression. Never mind screaming all over the place.
yeah,
Like we're completely different sides of the spectrum, but we both lift a shitload of weight.
yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah, and Christoph is another example. Like,
Yeah.
you know, he's pulling the biggest deadlifts of the meet pretty much, and his facial expression just doesn't change from squats to deadlifts. It's crazy. Like,
Yeah, no.
But
So kind of take us through here. Like, I mean, I know I told you we wouldn't talk too much about the boring shit like powerlifting on a powerlifting podcast, but I kind of want to. It's fucking boring. I kind of wanted to touch on like your training style. Now I know you worked with reactive training systems for a little bit. Are you still with them, or are you kind of doing your own thing now?
no, I'm not with them. And the only reason for that is because I don't know when I'm going to be competing again.
Yeah.
One of those where I didn't want to waste Mike's time. Sort of like, I'm sure he's got more. He's got better things to be doing with his time than writing a program for somebody who I genuinely don't know if I'm going to end up back on a platform again. So it's like there's no point in building up like that.
Yeah.
And I've learned shitloads that all my athletes are benefiting from now. And like he's a fucking great guy.
Yeah. So you're so to segue here. Now you're kind of focusing on your Brazilian jiu-jitsu and just things outside of the sport. Yeah, MMA, right? So are you planning to fight anytime soon, or you just?
I want to fight in the summer.
Yeah, in the summer. So.
So I turn 30 on the 8th of June.
Yeah.
So it would be kind of like nice to just get the first little one done before my 30th.
So for me, like, I mean, I don't know if you care, but I did pro wrestling when I like a few years back. So yeah. I was. I did. Do you know who? Do you know Santino Marella? Like the Italian guy. Yeah. So he has a school here locally. Like we're in Brampton, but he has a school open in Mississauga. So like 2013, I got like I was like just squatting heavy, your normal gym bro, and then 2014 he opened up his gym. I've been like a huge WWE fan like since forever, and when he opened up wrestling, I was like fuck it, like why not? So when I started wrestling, I found that the training you have to, because we were taught by this Japanese guy. His name's Yuki Ishikawa. So he's like like shoot style, like MMA, like they train you for real, like it's MMA training, like no hokey shit. So I found that for me, I couldn't squat, I couldn't bench, I couldn't deadlift while doing the grappling, because like if I'm squatting, I'm too fucking sore, so I'm too stiff, or you know, and like if you have like a big chest when you're grappling, like it's to me, I don't find it advantageous. So how do you
No, it's not.
exactly? So how is your transition going from like a 100% pure strength sport to a sport where leverage is everything?
So basically, like, I've only just lifted weights this week for the first time this year. Pretty sure I don't think I lifted weights for about 5 weeks, something like that, until this week. And similar to yourself, I haven't squatted or deadlifted. I'm just focusing on bench only. So like, I mean, I've just accepted that I'm going to lose a lot of strength, and I'm really not bothered.
Yeah.
Like I said, I did my first competition in 2006. So like, this would be 12 years now if I was still competing. And honestly, like, that's a long time to put everything into one thing.
Yeah.
And when that one thing is squat, bench press, and deadlift, it's even fucking harder.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just bored as fuck of lifting right now. I really am. So like, I'm just more so like, obviously I'm losing strength, but I'm still the strongest in the gym.
Yeah. And that's all that matters.
Really, I'm still.
It's the only thing that matters.
What did you say?
I know. I said that's the only thing that matters. As long as you're the strongest in the gym, right?
Like, I'm still the strongest in the gym, and like, I'm the strongest one that's in the MMA gym as well. So like, obviously that's still an advantage for me right now anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm losing strength, and I think even if I do lose as much strength as what I think I might do, I think I'll probably still be the strongest in there, and I'll be even stronger when I just learn how to actually use my body in the right way. Because right now, I'm sort of like losing a lot of positions, and it's not because I'm not strong, it's just because I just got my weight in the wrong place.
Yep.
And then the people who I'm with, they're a bit more experienced and ought to take advantage of that.
Yeah. No, and I think that's it too.
Seeing the improvement every time I'm in there.
Yeah. No, I think that's it too, because like even for me, like I found that, like when you're grappling, like because I remember there was like this girl she wrestled in the 47 kilo class, and I was talking shit. I'm like, well, I'm a pro wrestler. I defend any takedown. And she's like, here, defend this. And she shot on me, and I felt like a fucking paperclip. like she just like straight double leg, and I was like, oh my god, like that. Yeah.
I'm a pro wrestler.
Well, no, that's the thing, right? Like, cause like for us, like. We were wrestling or whatever, and like because we were trained in like MMA, I'm like, I'd probably fucking tap anyone here. And you go in there with an actual like an actual jiu-jitsu guy, and they're like, man, you're not supposed to actually put it on for real, buddy. Like,
Oh my god.
but so now that you're like kind of like you're moving on to MMA and BJJ, are you finding that like obviously you're bored as shit as weight, but like with the weights and stuff, but like for us, like we all kind of identify as like, all right, we're a powerlifter, this is what we do. Now that you're transitioning over there, are you finding that it's a little bit different, like it's new to you, like is it just more exciting, or?
Well, there's a lot more variety.
Yeah.
For starters. So like, I mean, I might be able to do like 15 different exercises that are going to help with my powerlifting performance.
Yeah.
Just from variations on squats, bench press, and deadlifts. But I mean, but then if you were to break down all of the aspects of MMA and then further break them down and give you more variety, you've got enough stuff there for like the years and years of progression.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like that's the main thing for me. Is just going in there, and every single time I'm in there, it's something different.
Yeah.
And every time I go in there, I feel like I'm getting better.
Yeah.
Whereas before, it's a case of I have to train for like 3 to 6 months to get an extra 5 kilos on me total.
Yeah.
10 kilos on me, maybe.
Yeah.
Whereas now, when I come into the gym on Monday and I do my week of training, when I come back into the gym the following Monday, I'm a much.
Oh. Uh-oh. Did we lose him?
And that's what it is.
Oh, we're good.
Yeah, we're good. Sorry, man. You just froze there for a second. So.
Yeah. Did you get the whole thing or not?
Yeah. No, we got it there. So.
Okay.
Now, for me, like another thing that we used to follow is like you would come in like in the off season you're pretty heavy when you were competing. Like I remember I'd see you post like you're like 110 kilos or whatever, and then you would just do these legendary You would do like these legendary weight cuts where you would just cut like an insane amount of weight. You would water load. You're talking about like pissing in bottles. Now, what was your strategy when cutting weight like that? Did you just do like a basic water load? Did you cut carbs? Like what was your approach?
Right, I'll probably get elements of this wrong because I've just totally forgotten what I did. You want the proper guide, look on JP Couch's YouTube video.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
basically
Okay.
Froze up again.
on the sim, I was trying to get in 5 grams of sodium, which is 5
Just ask him to repeat that.
12 grams of salt. The salt every day, and I think I was eating normally up until like I was doing that and eating normally, not changing my macros till about Wednesday or Thursday, something like that. Then I was just dropping my carbs and my fats pretty low, keeping protein fairly high. That's why I just started necking bottles of egg whites like they were going out of fashion.
Yeah.
Sodium was still pretty high till the night before, and then water stopped, all that sort of stuff. And I think the heaviest cut I did was before the Arnold. I was 112 kilos on Monday, and then weighed in like 104 something on the Saturday.
Oh my god.
So do you find like these huge weight cuts affect your performance at all, or do you still feel?
Yeah, I cramped like a motherfucker the whole way through.
No, cause like for.
I cramped all the time. In fact, when I was in South Africa, I was cramping so badly. I think it's on my first deadlift. I couldn't get my hand off the bar. My fingers cramped and locked in place. I had to get the spotter to peel my fingers off the bar.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
So
Oh my god.
to kind of like to connect that to your MMA, to you doing MMA now, like, are you planning on doing like huge weight cuts for your fights, or are you gonna diet right down? Because I assume you're gonna compete at 93.
So I'm going to be looking at competing at light heavyweight, which is basically the same as the 93 kilo class.
Yeah.
I'm going to be fighting amateur for the first few years, and in general, amateur fighters will weigh in the same day as the fight.
Okay.
Won't get like the 36-hour break or so. And just when you're looking at weight cutting, when you're going to get punched in the head, it's really not good to do that with your with your brain dehydrated. So like, water acts as a bit like a protective cushion between your brain and your skull, and if you're going into a fight depleted, the chances of that protective barrier being all the way there probably aren't very high.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hope, I might need to do a little bit of cutting, but like I'll be in the sauna for like 30 minutes to get 1.5 kilos off, something like that. Like I want to be walking around like 94, 95 kilos for the month before I fight.
So what are you doing now to kind of diet down? You watching your macros, just eating clean, or?
I'm working with Garben from Sigma Nutrition. They're like out of Ireland. They're pretty big in powerlifting, but they work with a lot of fighters as well. So I'm working with them, and honestly, it's been pretty easy so far because I've been doing that much cardio in the MMA classes.
Yeah.
Like it's so easy, you know. Like if anything, I'm finding it hard sticking to the macros that I've been given. I usually go over a little bit, but I'm still dropping a load of weight.
Yeah, that's good. So So another thing that we noticed, because I follow you on IG, so I see your story. I mean, you've kind of taken it upon yourself to. So is the Earth flat? Is because we really don't know anymore, man. Like
it's absolute morons.
Okay, so the theory is that the Earth is flat. Like, for those who don't understand, right? Like, the Earth is flat, and so what is it, like, they made up the fact that the Earth is a globe?
Yeah, it's something like this like the Earth is round or something, and like if you go to the edge, I don't understand the whole concept behind it. I'm an aerospace engineer, and this pisses me off so much.
Go ahead, Steven. What's the theory, Steven? Like, what are they trying to say?
Right, I just want to start this off by saying I don't understand it, right?
Yeah.
Because I have absolutely no time to go and study what this theory is, right? It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm not going to waste my time trying to learn flat Earth theory. I'd much rather go in that group and berate them out of sheer ignorance.
Well, that's what we. Well, that's what we noticed, cause like the man, I was laughing my ass off, cause like, first of all, how did Steven get in this group, and why do they let you stay there?
I got in there because John and Chris at the gym when I used to work in Liverpool.
Yeah.
Like, they were just telling me about this group, and then I got them to add me to it, and then they were like, you need to be careful because you will get addicted to it. And I was like, nah, I've not got the time for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
And now about 6 or 7 months later, I'm on there every 10 minutes trying to get the last word on somebody on a thread.
yeah, man, it's
Yeah, right. So, like, I think the best thing to do here is, right, because admittedly I don't know enough about the subject to give you any kind of information about it, but I will tell you some of the funniest claims that I've seen out of this group.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
First, I swear to God this is true, right? Right, it's not all flat Earth theorists either, it's just some of them.
Yeah.
Some flat Earth theorists believe that Australia is made up.
Wow.
What?
What?
Wow.
That Australia isn't a place.
Wow.
It's not a place in the IPF.
The reason behind it, right? So, and something else that's pretty big in this community is they believe that a lot of history is false because it's written by the people that won whatever wars and everything.
Yeah.
And there's probably some truth to that, but it'll just be like sort of little white lies added here and there, and like the truth bends a little bit to make them look better than what they were or whatever, right? So they believe that when the British Empire was sending their prisoners over to Australia, which is basically what Australia is,
Yeah.
just a lot of English prisoners, that's why they're all so fucking thuggish. So they believe that instead of actually sending the prisoners to Australia, they just went out into sea, went far enough that nobody could see them, and just dumped the prisoners overboard and let them drown.
Yeah.
Instead of
What?
actually taking them to Australia where they were going to be prisoners.
Wow.
So that's the first little thing.
Oh my god.
Wow. And people believe that, eh?
Right?
Yeah.
The second thing, now I believe you need a Nikon P900i camera for this, right? It's apparently got the best zoom in the world or whatever it is,
Yeah.
right? But they think that the Earth is flat because when you see an object disappearing over the horizon, if you zoom in far enough with that camera, it comes back into focus.
Yeah. So that's what
why. That's another reason why they think it's flat.
I don't even understand that.
Wait, what?
What they're saying is,
Yeah.
when it disappears over the horizon, if the Earth is a sphere, that means it's going around the other side.
Yeah.
Essentially, they think that the Earth is like this big
Yeah.
instead of it being this
Like,
big.
yeah.
So when they zoom in further and they see the object hasn't disappeared because they've got better eyes now,
Yeah.
that's why they think it's flat.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Not realizing that it's like fucking millions of miles fucking long.
You're not even...
So they're just underscaling the earth.
It's just ridiculous.
Okay, so we obviously know that that's a conspiracy theory that you don't believe. But is there any conspiracy theories that you actually like buy into, or you don't fuck with any of
Because
that?
John here is a conspiracy theorist himself.
Right, do you know what, right? It's it's really hard to not get sucked into these conspiracy theories, right?
Mm-hmm.
But and I never really like talking about this one, especially with like a Canadian or an American audience.
Go ahead, man.
We don't care.
Oh no, I know
Yeah.
you won't, but like just I don't want to piss anybody off who's listening or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But 9/11 is huge for me. Like
Yeah.
that was such an inside job. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. No, that was one of the
yeah.
like. So that's like the biggest one that I started following, because I just listened to like There's like a conspiracy podcast that a buddy of mine showed, and like they broke down how like most of these images are like doctored or whatever. So I started telling the boys like every morning we have like a group chat. I'm like, hey, good morning everybody. By the way, 9/11 didn't happen. And it's just like, so it's just like and you know what, like to anybody who is offended, like we're saying this lightheartedly. It was a tragedy what happened. We all the condolences to everybody who lost anyone there, but we're just discussing strictly the theory of it. It's really interesting to kind of research because there's like crisis actors and there's theories that the World Trade Centers were completely evacuated before the 9/11 happened. People weren't allowed to go in.
Yeah.
There's like so many different things, and it's just like
what was it, about 3-4 days people weren't allowed to go in?
they weren't allowed to go in. They moved all the gold bars from the basement. I've heard and another thing that was like the most like the biggest thing for me was like, okay, how many victims did they say there were? The number changes every time, right? They'll say oh, this many people passed away, and then they were basically saying like the people that died, and they said their names, they weren't showing up on the Social Security Index in the States, right? So basically that just means that people who die, companies don't have to pay their benefits out anymore, right? So they go on like this index. The victims' names that they said died, they weren't on there. And they only started showing up like it was recently. And it was like, you might be able to find 1 out of every 10 names on that list, on that. So that's what a lot of people are saying. It's just all hokey. Like, there's a lot of funeral, like people would hold services, but nobody would actually show up. So they're just like, if family members were on screen saying, we lost this person, there's like multiple accounts of people saying like, yeah, they went to go pay their respects, they didn't lose anyone there, but there's barely anyone at the services. So it's just like, sorry.
Do you think there was planes involved?
Yeah.
See, I'm not so sure even about that.
Yeah, well that's the thing, like, cause, and for me, dude, my knowledge is literally just, I'm hearing it from other people discussing it. I haven't done research myself. I don't really have the time for that. But like, from what I've seen, like, there's it's tough to say that there, whether there was or not, because it's just like, there's so many people saying that they heard explosions and how does a building fall straight down, and there's one guy who went on record and he said, yeah, he was like, he lived closer to the towers, he was watching on TV the plane go in, and then he looked at the towers and the towers are fine. There was like a delayed reaction from their live recording to like what was actually happening in real life. So what the theory is a lot of people are saying that the images you see on TV are doctored, they're CGI, yeah, so it's like, basically what they're saying is, the theory is, the government is fear-mongering the people to kind of just like, they like every September 11th they show the footage. They show what happened, they show the interviews, they show so it's just like, I think it's like some sort of like psychological control that they use it to control the masses. So it's just like, this is what happened, you should be scared, but like really, like, no, a lot of people are disputing what happened, because if you look at the images, there's like images where like the sky's a different color, or there's just like clearly doctored images, or like, you gotta look in it yourself, but it's just, they're basically saying there's a lot of stuff that doesn't add up for it to like.
There was a university study. I forgot which university did it, but it was like an insane study that it went over the course of several years, actually, not just like, over a couple months we did this, several years of studying this topic, and they ran multiple simulations, like, to the nearest like realistic model that they could. That's why it took so long, and just like calculating every possible scenario that could have like gone wrong in there. Yeah. Right? And they show the calculations, they show multiple pages of evidence, right? And at the end they're like, there's no way this could have actually happened without it being an inside job. Yeah, no. There's a lot of things going that up. And the scariest thing about that is that study is being put down and shut down.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people who, that's what a lot of people say, is, like, a lot of, like...
It's not even the first time that, like an empire or a government have done something like that.
Yeah. No. Dude, it wouldn't
like, even... They've done a job on themselves, made it look like it was the country that they want to initiate a war with.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
Yeah. No, and I think that's like
War straight after that, pretty much.
yeah, and that's what I think that's what everybody's trying to like. That's what like the motive was for like the government who did it, right? So it's like it's really wild. Like I mean it's something that you kind of like if you want to look into it, you gotta look into it for yourself. But it's just like I remember when I was listening to it, it was just like for like a couple of days I was just like, holy fuck, like what's real and what isn't, because it was just like it's like
Yeah, for a whole, for like 2 or 3
You know what?
weeks.
It's actually a really hard one to research because there's so many different areas
yeah
with it. So like the thing that put me onto it, why I don't think there was any planes involved, is because I've seen like testimonies from fighter pilots from the from the US Army,
yeah
and obviously the reason why a plane goes up so high is so it can travel faster because there's less air resistance there.
yeah
And then if you look at the clips that you get from CNN and everything, the fighter pilots have said that the planes move too fast for that level of altitude.
yeah
So there's too much resistance in the air for the plane to pick up that much speed. And then I went a little bit further and I've seen just how easy it actually is to just superimpose an image of a plane onto the video like that.
yeah
So I think it's actually been done with explosions.
yeah
And then they've been doctored in afterwards.
yeah
Because within all the debris, there wasn't really that much like debris from the plane.
yeah. Well, that's
There was a shitload of scrap metal around, seats and all that sort of stuff. There was hardly anything.
yeah no, and that's another thing too. Like there was testimonies from like first responders, and they were just saying like there was like lack of bodies. Like there wasn't really that many. Like they could like they were in the rubble. They didn't really like. I'm sure they pulled some people out, but like for the amount of like chaos that it caused, it just wasn't adding up. That they weren't really like they had like
And then they're finding the passport of the guy who they want to pin it on.
yeah
And there's like a little bit of burn on the corner of it,
Yeah.
and the whole thing perfect.
yeah.
Going around it.
So it's just like like if at anything like you know I just like I like to follow these conspiracies just to like fuck around with the boys, but like it's just like if it's something that you like, it just teaches you like question everything. Like don't don't take everything you see like on face value. Like if you have a question, like either do your research yourself or like
Talk to people.
yeah, talk to people about it, right? Now
Want
Steve,
to do what I do. Refuse to learn about it. It just takes,
Unless you spend-
so kind of winding things down here, Steven, we did have a question come through for you. I don't know if you know him. Do you know who Locke Nguyen is? He was he at Worlds?
I don't think so. I think he went to the NAPF.
He might. I don't know. You probably don't know him. But he's like a bench only guy here. And he did have a question.
Okay, let's hear his opinion on that first.
Yeah, he's like Canadian bench only. Like, why would it?
That's a thing.
Why would I want to know who a Canadian bench only is?
So obviously his question is relating to bench. He basically asks, what bench technique do you use that has really helped your bench? It's a pretty shitty question, but I figured I'd ask.
He's bench only. He's bland.
Yeah.
I don't really adopt any kind of specific technique like like the different fucking wrist positions and all that sort of stuff. I just grab the bar with me index finger on the rings, pull me shit back, and just try and keep tight. That's all I ever really do. I think the thing that got my bench up to what it was when I started playing with frequency more. So like I'm a big believer of benching like 4 or 5 times a week if you want to get your bench up. Whereas squats and deadlifts, I was doing them with pretty high frequency as well, but that was just burning me out. So like I like doing squats and deadlifts twice a week with people, but I'll always bench like 4 times a week with people if I can, unless I've got some like dodgy shoulders. But it was really hitting increasing frequency and not wasting any sessions. So like I would have 2 sessions that would be comp style, and then I would have 2 sessions that would have a variation that would attack my weakness.
Yeah.
My biggest weakness was like the mid portion of the lift, so I would work a lot of like 3, 4, and 5 count pause benches, and a lot of like single block work, things like that, spoto presses. So it was a case of increasing frequency, but making sure each session was as varied as possible.
Okay. And then
your weaknesses.
Yeah, that's
Or just put things in for the sake of putting them in.
yeah. Well, that's that's great advice. Now you do coach. You have your team screamer there. Are you Why don't you go ahead and talk about that a little bit? What is it that you guys what is it that you do for your athletes? Are you taking clients on now? Kind of just plug your services there.
So basically, I mean, the best thing to really describe it is I'm a coach. Like you get your programming, you get technique advice. If you need anything, get in touch. I'll get back to you, all that sort of stuff. But what I really try and do is sort of like, I've made a lot of mistakes in my lifting, and it's important as a coach to become a coach when you've made all those mistakes. There's too many people getting in here now who haven't really got any experience,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't really know how to help people through plateaus and things like that, whereas I've been through that and done it all. So the thing that I really try and pay attention to is how many guys are getting on emotionally and mentally.
Yeah.
So I've had a few lifters who are really battling with nerves during competitions and things like that. And for those guys, it's really making sure that they know what they're doing in the gym, and I can trust them to do what they're doing in the gym. It's really spending time just getting to know them and actually sort of trying to figure out what kind of mentality they've got, so I can change training around to suit that.
Yeah.
So some people I need to deload them earlier because they're just really emotional in the gym and they burn off a lot of mental fatigue just by getting amped up.
Yeah.
Whereas some people who are a bit more stoic and a bit more introverted, you can usually prolong them a little bit longer because they don't waste any energy. They're very efficient in the gym. So it's sort of establishing what kind of lift that you've got, and then trying to get them as best as they possibly can. And I'm always giving them cautionary tales of things that I did, not putting too much pressure on yourself, and just really just trying to enjoy it. Because if I'm honest, I didn't really enjoy my last 3 years of training.
Mm-hmm.
I was just training because I wanted to be the best in the world, and that's not enough. If you don't enjoy it, you're not going to get anywhere with it. And honestly, I'm enjoying being a coach a lot more than I am being a lifter.
No.
I'm really enjoying it. I've noticed since I've sort of took a back seat from me lifting, I'm a little bit more empathetic with my clients. I can sort of pick up when they're feeling off a little bit, even before they do sometimes. I'm just feeling I've always got a bit of a sixth sense now that I'm not focusing on myself and being selfish. Now that I'm actually thinking about other people, I'm getting better with that. So, but yeah, that's basically what it is. I'm just trying to make you a better lifter, but also a better person, and just making sure that you can deal with things that's having to come at you in life.
Yeah.
And something else that I'm doing, I'm going to be actually uploading a free 12-week program, free 13-week program on my website this weekend. So have a look out for that. Anybody who's listening who wants to sort of train the way I used to train.
So So if people want to reach out to you for coaching, Stephen, where do they get you, and what is your website?
The best thing to do is either drop me a message on Instagram. I'm usually on there, fairly active. I like Instagram because I can screen the creeps. So I prefer Instagram if possible.
Yeah.
But ask me Manuel on Instagram. If you want to get me by email, it's Stephen with a ph.manuel.pt@gmail.com. And I think that's about it, really.
All right, man.
That's ways of getting it. Oh, and the website is just stephenmanuel.co.uk.
Okay, that's good shit. Now, kind of wrap things off here. Last question from us. What is the funniest thing you've seen in powerlifting? Besides Alexander King.
Elite lifter boys.
Right, in a competition or just in general?
No, it doesn't matter.
Anywhere, yeah.
Anywhere, man.
It could be at Worlds.
Yeah.
You just seem like
in the gym, at a competition, at Worlds, wherever.
you just seem like a guy we'd love to have a fucking beer with. We'd probably laugh with you all day. So I'm sure you've seen some funny shit.
We'll make it happen sometime.
Yeah.
I'll try and get funniest thing on it. Right. This is right. This really wasn't so much funny, but it was just funny that I'll just get into it.
Yeah.
So she was actually a pretty good lifter as well. about 5 or 6 years ago. There was this lifter in the northwest. She was called Sally something. I can't remember her name now. I only ever saw her at 2 competitions, right?
Yeah.
The first time I saw her at a competition, she was warming up and like hammering back like energy drinks.
Oh god.
Hammering energy drinks. Like I don't know how many she had, but it was a lot, right? She was off her cake.
Yeah.
And then I think it was squats. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was squats. She gets her first squat, comes down, and comes up, hits a sticking point on her opener, and all the way through that sticking point to her locking out, she's just projectile vomiting but spitting out. It's bright pink. It's coming out like it looked like a really creepy water feature.
Yeah.
Spurting out, right?
Yeah.
So then went on, did all right in the competition. 6 months later, next time I saw her, I haven't saw her before or since these 2 occasions. This time, she went through the whole competition. I think she was 8 for 8, and it was her last deadlift. She pulls it up. It was a really hard lift. It looked like it took about 5 or 6 seconds. She hadn't breathed yet. She locked the weight out. She got the down signal. Then she put the bar down, breathed out, and just fainted. Stumbled backwards and smashed her head off the wall behind her.
Wow.
Honestly, it's just, that's not funny at all. But it was just the fact that it happened to her. The only 2 times I've seen her, she threw up all over the place and then knocked herself unconscious. And I haven't seen her since. Oh, I know, she could have fucking died, like, walking a fucking tram down the street or something like that. She's that clumsy.
That's insane.
Fuck, man.
That's absolutely insane.
Well,
It's bad, like.
before we let Steven go, any of you guys got any questions for him before we say bye-bye?
No, that was fucking perfect.
Yeah, that was...
All right, Steven, well, we're gonna let you go, buddy. Fucking amazing talking to you.
Yeah, great time.
Thanks so much for your time, man.
Thanks for having us on.
I'll send you a link when we upload this, buddy. Dude, I can't thank you enough, man. It's nice to finally fucking talk to you after being a fan of you for so long, man. So take care, buddy.
It's great talking to an elite lifter.
An elite lifter. Hey, man, hey, Steven, if you're ever in Toronto or if you're going to Worlds in Calgary, we'll meet up. We'll have a fucking beer, man. You're buying.
Right. Well, I was at Calgary, but if I ever make it back, I'll try and get a seminar or something over in Canada sorted. How about that?
All right, man.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, Steven, take care, buddy. Thanks a lot.
Alright, have a good day, lads.
You too,
All right,
man.
you too.
Man, that guy's hilarious.
I fucking love
Dude, that was amazing.
That was amazing.
That's fucking wild, man. Oh, man. So, what do the boys think?
That was a pretty fun podcast.
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
really
a
fun.
great
Yeah.
podcast, yeah.
You know what, dude? Like, and I knew he'd be a good guest before even fucking talking to him because, like, dude, you look at his IG, he's just, like, fucking funny.
It's like he's actually human.
Yeah.
Instead of like putting on this facade of being professional and like always thinking about lifting, it's
Yeah.
like it's
He's
real
like-
life.
No, and that's the thing. He's just like with the battle of the 105, he's just like, we're not going to fucking battle. We're lifting
Yeah.
fucking
That
weights.
was
Like-
awesome.
Yeah, and I
Ridiculous.
and I think we like I've been guilty of it too. Like you take lifting so serious, and you take your training so serious, and you know you're it's all you think about and whatever. But it's just like it's nice to take a step back and realize what the fuck we're doing.
Yeah.
We're lifting weights in clothes that are way too short for us. You know what I mean? We're
way
doing-
too tight.
Way too tight.
We're wearing briefs underneath. You're probably gonna shit yourself.
Yeah, like we're doing exercises that people don't even really find impressive. Like, you know, like people care about like, yeah, I squatted. You tell the average normal. Yeah, I squatted 500 pounds. Was that heavy? Right? Like, you know, like people these days are more impressed with like, you know, other things.
Tide Pods.
Eating
Tide Pods and
Oh,
glute
man.
activation.
I hate
Oh,
that
no,
you
stop.
fucking. But we're cutting off the podcast right there. But
We're
anyways,
censoring
guys, to the listeners who are just listening on audio, make sure you guys check out the video upload of this. We'll get it uploaded probably on our YouTube account. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. I am at Brampton Barbell. Also, my personal is at John Like My Father. You guys plug your Instagrams.
I'm Kerry Dennison at Push Pull King.
I'm Ryan Johnson at RJ_120 kg.
I'm Rohit Bardwaj at...
Yo, Rohit,
Yo, I gotta spell that.
No one's finding you.
That's... Good luck finding this. RohitBardwaj with an extra J.
Yeah,
Alright, now 3 more times so people actually get it.
Alright, yeah.
Well, Rohit puts the Brampton in our Brampton Barbells.
Oh yeah, baby. Representing all the brown people, doing Fungra after I hit a PR.
But yes, hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you guys follow Steven on Instagram. He's at Screamer Manuel. If you guys reach out, he does coach. So if you guys want to reach out to him for coaching, make sure you guys do that. Check out our sponsors of the podcast. I got cut off talking about it earlier, but yes, we are partnering with Loaded Bar Collective. They are at Loaded Bar Collective on Instagram. They take the best meat photos in the OPA. There's nobody better. So you make sure you guys check them out. They offer photo packages, meat video packages. They do everything that you'll ever need for your first meet or your last meet. And they're good people. So we look
Honestly,
forward.
won't regret it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, they do a good job of capturing the moments that matter in powerlifting. They're powerlifters themselves, so they know what to look for in terms of getting the shots that you like. So make sure you guys check them out at Loaded Bar Collective. I think their website is loadedbarcollective.com, or just hit up Carl Torres. I think that's his IG now on IG. That's the owner of Loaded Bar Collective. Fuck, that was a mouthful. So, pause.
Pause.
Breathe before your blood pressure goes up.
I know, man. So, until next time, guys, hope you guys live safe. Hope your training goes well. And if I don't like you, I hope you bomb out at your next meet. So,
Okay, bye.
okay, bye.